Alright, final leg. We are back here to talk about the amazing weekend track and field. We mainly had the performances coming out of the Stockholm Diamond League, which went down on Thursday this past week. Some great performances, but we did have some downtime because of the rain as well as some wind in the stadium, so not some of the amazing performances we probably expected, but we still saw some great ones there, and we also had another performance from a great sprinter as well outside of Stockholm. So let's jump right into it. First off, we have Dina AsherSmith from Great Britain. She's been really consistent over the past couple years. Last year was kind of that breakout season for her, winning those European championships in the 100 and the 200 meters. In Stockholm this past week, she managed to win the 200 in a world lead time of 22.18 seconds. She actually already had the world lead with 22.26 seconds, so she didn't just improved upon that time. Behind her, we saw Elaine Thompson in 22.66, and then we saw Daphne Schippers in 22.78. So two of the top 200 meter ladies in history, they're already a step behind Dina AsherSmith. So AsherSmith is showing that she's really consistent and going to be one of the top ladies to beat when it gets to Doha. Of course, we still have a couple months down the line when Doha starts in September, but the fact that she's this far ahead, again, of two of the fastest women in 200 meter history tells a lot about where she's likely going to be going. Tori Bowie is also one that we should be on the lookout for. She hasn't run 100 or 200 meters this year. She did a long jump. She also did a relay, but we're going to see as the season progresses, once we get closer to that Doha World Championships, where Tori Bowie, AsherSmith, Elaine Thompson, Daphne Schippers, and some of the other ladies like Talu as well are going to be, and how that 200 and 100 meters is going to play out. So keep a lookout for those women's sprints. Now, keeping in the women's sprints, but we're going to jump out of Stockholm and we're going to head to Jacksonville, Florida. We saw Briana Williams. She's been really consistent in making a name for herself out of Jamaica. She trains in Florida. She's coached by Otto Bolden. She ran 11.10 seconds in the 100 meters down in Jacksonville. That is not only a personal best for her, but that's also the Jamaican junior record. Huge performance. Of course, this is only a Jamaican junior record, but there's a lot of names coming out of Jamaica. Of course, we have Veronica Campbell-Brown, we have Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, we have Marlene Odie, one of the greats from back in the day. So a lot of women that she's probably overtaken in the junior ranks. This shows that she's going to be one to really contend for a spot on that World Championship team. She's the #3 Jamaican in the 100 meter this year, only behind Shelly Ann Fraser-Price and Elaine Thompson. So this is telling a lot. Of course, there's a lot of other ladies coming out of Jamaica in the sprints, but this is going to show that she's really going to contend for a spot on that Jamaican national team to Doha this year. So keep a lookout for Briana Williams. Now let's jump back to the Stockholm Diamond League, but this time in the men's 400 meters. We have Michael Norman and Rai Benjamin lining up for the race. We know the amazing 43.45 second race that Norman ran earlier in the season. This time we probably were expecting something really big, but like I said, that weather wasn't as permitting. Norman only managed to run 44.53. Still a really respectable time. Benjamin was behind in 45.13. This actually shows though that they're pretty consistent at the distance from each other. Remember, when Norman ran that 43.45, Benjamin had run 44.31. So a little under a second between each other. This shows that consistency. So when they get into a race that's going to have some really good weather, likely when we get to those USA Championships in about a month's time, Norman's probably going to drop something really significant. And then of course, when we get down to the Doha World Championships, we're likely going to see something hopefully pushing towards that world record. So keep a lookout for Michael Norman. Now, keeping in the 400 meters, but moving over the hurdles this time, we had Carson Warmhome competing in those 400 meter hurdles. He managed to run a 47.83. Really strong performance from him. Last season, around this time, he had run 47.82, but this is really significant because of that weather. Again, it was pretty cold, there was a lot of wind, and it was a little bit rainy in the stadium. So this shows he's really consistent and really improving, keeping in that 47 range in those 400 meter hurdles. Don't get confused by the fact that Samba is running extremely fast. Of course, Benjamin is running fast as well. Let's not forget about Carson Warmhome as well as Kyron McMaster. I think these four are really going to be the top guys, and you never know. Samba obviously shows that he's the one who's really up front, but we could see some guys really creeping up, and Warholm is going to be one who wants to defend his World Championship title. So keep a lookout for Warholm when we get to those Doha World Championships. Now let's finish things off at that Stockholm Diamond League. In the discus throw, we had Daniel Stahl from Sweden going up against Fredric Dacres from Jamaica. Two dominant discus throwers. Stahl managed to get the win in 69.57 meters. Huge mark from him. That's not a world leader, but in this competition, he had a throw that turned out to be a foul, but it looked to be around 72 meters. So that's a really strong performance. He said that he's trying to go for that 73-meter barrier, really push himself. So let's see where the season goes. Dacres had a strong throw as well. He threw 68.96. That's actually his third farthest throw in history that he's ever actually done. So keep a lookout for him. He's really going to be progressing. Both of these guys are going to be contending contending for that world title in Doha this year. So keep a lookout for the men's discus throw. All right, so those are just some of the major highlights from this week. There are little other spotty performances all around the world, so make sure you guys check out some of the results. This week is going to be really, really strong. We're going to have the NCAA championships going down starting from Wednesday, and then we're going to have the Rome Diamond League also going down starting on Thursday. So keep a lookout for some really strong results there. And of course, a couple months down the line, we're going to have Doha. The Diamond Leagues are going to keep on rolling, so keep a lookout for those. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys like the video. Leave a comment on what your favorite performance from this past week, the Stockholm Diamond League or otherwise, was, and we'll be back again for another video very soon. Thanks.